I don't know who runs a APRS Digipeater with iGate capability, and if you've had any issues with Citizen Weather Observer Program -4 operators. Well, I have one 3.7 miles from me that just is jamming up the RF side of APRS. He thinks he needs to send his weather information every few seconds to the National Weather Service. When I tried to explain to him in an email that my APRS Digipeater will not RF connect 60 miles away to Burlington. Anyways, I'll show you the documentation and emails, and you can figure out this stupidity. Here you can see a station up on Whippahala Road over in West Rutland. He's going to later in the emails tell me that it's been there for 15 years. However, it just popped up 3 days prior to jamming my whole system. It wants my iGate to forward the packets via RF, which my iGate Digipeater cannot make connection with the National Weather Service in Burlington. Well, if you look at the times on here, the first one is 7:09:04. And then he's got 7:14:04, 7:19, so every 5 minutes or so. But the problem is he's not sending it out as one continuous burst. He's sending out a little burst. So every 5 or 6 seconds, you get a burst for about the 5 minutes. And it's just jamming the whole RF side of digipeating and making the Digipeater incapable. It's making it worthless. Look at all this data, all this RF gating, all this packets in 2 days. It's almost continuous nonstop. You can't get anything out by RF. I'm trying to work with this guy in emails, which I'll show you, but he was relentless. He determined that he worked for the National Weather Service for 25 years, and he knows what he's doing. He's not interfering with the amateur side of the system. Well, yes, you are. So I tried to be polite, and I don't know what happened to other previous emails I sent him. But anyways, I'm trying to be polite, trying to be an ambassador of amateur radio, not to turn anybody off. I even tried to invite him to join the amateur radio so he can put up his own APRS Digipeater. And anyways, it did not go well. The guy knows everything about everything. And his reply is, I have no ham radio, so I doubt I'm sending any signal anywhere. I don't have a clue. Yeah, I'm trying to tell him. He's not listening. So here I try to be a little more specific. I say to him, do you have a weather station? Charlie Whiskey 8484 reports the internet. Seems to be all the problem. It wants to gate everything to RF. It doesn't need to gate it to RF. It sends it to TCP IP through the internet to National Weather Service that way. And I conclude the email with this information here, trying again to be polite. It doesn't need to send it every few seconds or every hour. The National Weather Service only needs this information once a day. You know, they have weather nets you can check into via ham radio. You report your information for your locale once a day. You report your 24 hours worth of information. But anyways, again, can't get him to join the hobby. And anyways, he doesn't seem to realize how he's locking up the system. Well, at least I get this response. I do. The APRS features part of the CW op that gets information to the National Weather Service. I've had this running for about 15 years. Well, apparently he lives somewhere up northern Vermont and just moved here 3-4 days ago. Hence, all the activity starting and jamming up my local Digipeater with iGate, so the rest of us can't use it. So he says he's sending it to CWOP via APRS. Change interval every 60 minutes. He hopes that takes care of this. It didn't take care of anything. To top it all, every hour, it jammed up my Digipeater iGate. It made it unusable. So I'm going to go into my Microsat WX3-in-1 setting, and there's a place to limit or block or deny people. So I've added CWOP, Charlie Whiskey, Oscar Papa -4, and that removes his information from coming across my Digipeater iGate. And if he's not sending the TCP IP to the National Weather Service, at least I'm not rebroadcasting. It's not jamming my Digipeater. But anyways, you know, this is a problem. The CW, Citizen Weather Observer Program, has no right to be connected to our ham radio APRS system. It was built long before it. Somebody integrated into it. And all it does is cause headaches for those that aren't doing it correctly. And then they try to blame ham radio, where ham radio is a public service. We're all amateurs contributing money into our own equipment and time and gear and aggravation, and all this stuff is uneasily a headache. But anyways, blocking him, CWOP-4 took care of the situation. So if anybody has a APRS Digipeater iGate and this is what you're getting, somebody's jamming you on RF from their weather station, just block them.